When a woman is ovulating, she's more likely to choose a bad boy. And if there's two similarly attractive girls in a nightclub and you're watching them dance, you are more likely to be drawn to the one that's ovulating rather than on her period. If you film people in a nightclub dancing and ask men to rate which women they find the most attractive, you will find that those women are mid-cycle and ovulating.
Delusional girl math.
In 2021, this video went viral on TikTok, showing this girl with two black eyes.
He ready to have plenty of God, somebody pray for her. Somebody pray for her. Please.
Many people thought this was missing girl Cassie Compton, but it was not.
Also, thank you for making me post a picture of me with my recovering black eyes. I was robbed this weekend. I'm fine. I don't know who this Cassie is, but I'm Halle Grace.
Even though this was not Cassie, many people noticed that Halle Grace still needed help. People also noticed in Halle's live streams, a guy would be telling her what to do. Sadly, she has passed away. Please know the signs.
Damn! Look at all these people for my baby. Oh, wow. I just can't believe this.
This is a deeply disturbing story about Tarika Jones, a 26-year-old mother of two, whose life ended tragically after she paid a $20,000 bail for her husband.
Less than a week before Kevin Reynolds murdered the mother of his child, Tarika Jones, and her sister, Jaleesa Harris, he was bailed out of jail by Jones herself.
She did pay to have him removed from jail.
Sadly, and it's hard to hear, is the victim in this case wanted to bring her boyfriend home, and 6 days later, that man took her life as well as the life of her sister. It's all happening in this third-floor apartment here. People in this neighborhood still saddened, upset by what happened. Others saying it didn't need to happen.
What makes this story even more unsettling is that Tarika's 22-year-old stepsister, Jaleesa Walls Harris, was also found dead under the kitchen table in the same house. Initially, her husband Kevin Reynolds had been arrested and held in jail without bond due to the severity of the crimes he had committed. Despite pressure on the judge to set a $5,000 bond, he ultimately decided on a $20,000 bond, which was paid, leading to Kevin's release. To understand the people involved in this shocking story, let me provide their backgrounds, which lead us to this tragic incident.
It's heartbreaking because I had a perfect marriage. This is one of the kindest men I think I've ever known on many levels.
And I saw you all together and I was like, whatever that is, I want some of that.
So it was heartbreaking. I just couldn't understand why.
So I remember you were devastated in that moment. Devastated at that time.
Devastated. And come to find out, that was one woman.
That was one woman.
He came to London where I was shooting Bond.
Yeah.
After I picked myself up off the floor.
Yeah.
Came there, and I knew, we talked about this one woman.
Yeah.
And I just knew that something wasn't right. It wasn't it. My instinct just said, there's more, because once he got that off his shoulder, he still seemed sick.
Right.
And he still seemed, despondent. And
what do you mean sick?
He still seemed just like something more was wrong. Because I thought, okay, this happens in marriage. I signed up for the long haul. Many women have done it. I can deal. Let's talk about why you chose to go outside the marriage. You know, what is it? We can fix it.
So you were going to try to fix it?
Fix it. Oh, with all my heart. I found out there was woman after woman after woman after woman after woman. And then I realized he had a sickness.
What did you do? What did you say? What did you think?
I had an emotional breakdown.
A lot of shit pissed me off. We got women making the wrong decisions when they hormones is going crazy. This shit happens all the time. This shit happens with men, right? So niggas end up having post-nut clarity after they done bang something out that they shouldn't have. they shouldn't even be touching, that they shouldn't even be around, right? And women that have the same thing. They say Ray, or they say he took advantage of me, or I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing with hormones and your biology that's going crazy, that people don't actually recognize us going on in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So she might be looking for somebody to fulfill this need that she's craving. And then after she fulfills the need, she's like, oh shit, look who I picked. You know what I'm saying? And this happens all the time, you know what I'm saying? And then certain things, certain circumstances might keep them together, and it might go bad, you know what I'm saying? To where somebody's trying to, get away from the situation, and it ends up, looking like more domestic violence, and somebody actually taking advantage of people because they got used to being around somebody, or it might be the woman, it might be the man. I'm not saying either one, but this tends to happen, like a woman to start trying to fight the man. I got plenty of videos like that, where a woman will start going crazy on a dude, throwing stuff, kicking him, and all that stuff over, he might be allegedly cheating, or he might be, uh, not doing what she's asking, whatever the case might be. And the same thing with the dude, you know what I'm saying? He might be sexually frustrated, and he might be um, ready to release his seed, and the woman don't feel like doing it. Next thing you know, he's fighting with the woman, or arguing with her, leaving out the house, slamming the door, and all that type of stuff. And this is the type of stuff that we need to address in the relationship, or even with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Before they even end up in a bad situation, over their hormones, or over just wanting to be in the scene, and feeling their self, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Feeling their own scent. You know, so it's fucked up that women and men end up the victim of their own hormones and their own emotions, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up pregnant, and 16 and pregnant and shit like that, or end up in domestic violences, or end up, great because they in the wrong place at the wrong time, around people that's really on the same wave. They're both, one can't hold themselves, and then they end up taking advantage of each other, really. You know what I'm saying? In some circumstances, but and the ones that dudes are stalking and running around, we know they're out for it. I'm just saying that um, as younger men and women, you might be in a certain situation, like, oh, the parents ain't home, sneak her over, and next thing you know, y'all doing shit that y'all both don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? And that's off of hormones. And y'all gotta address this with the kids, and gotta address this with yourself. That's why a lot of women get on menopause, men on pause, and they stop messing with dudes in the sexless marriages, or once a week, or twice every month, or whatever the hell going on. And you got to deal with that, because her hormones is doing certain things that you're not considering. You know what I'm saying? And your hormones might be still raging, or testosterone is still at its peak, or whatever the case might be. And you got to address that, because you ready to release something, and she's not ready. And maybe she could help you rub it out. I don't know. Hey, I'm just saying, y'all got to help each other if y'all plan on being in a relationship. And if you're dealing with younger people, make sure that their hormones is always something y'all talk about, and make sure they're not making the wrong decision off of peer pressure and hormones in the same fucking then alcohol gets involved, and it's a wrap. Next thing you know, she's doing all kind of shit. Watch your kids out here. It is what it is, man. Silence acceptance when you have to. Like, I'm subscribed.